How did you get this to run so smoothly?
Wouldn't you like to know? No, it's really not complicated. It's just an adjustable piston and this muzzle brake.
Okay.
The piston is set to like barely work, so you notice the brass is just like
Yeah.
very slightly ejecting, but
Because my AK kicks like a mule.
I'm gonna get that adjustable piston.
I think I'm gonna order that when I get home.
All right, boys and girls, we got something special for you today. Got a real Mahdi AKM built by the Russians, supposedly. And another thing that's built by the Russians, this thingy right here. Take a look. Get on up in there, cameraman. Get a good look at that. That's a real pursed. We can explore the controls together. We have ink, and of course nothing, which who knows what that does, and then 3. So I've been using 3. 3 seems to be a green laser. Ink also seems to be nothing, but I have a suspicion that that's probably IR. But it's daytime, I don't have night vision, so put it on 3. And it's mounted to this Midwest rail system. And in the interest of full disclosure, they sent me this for a review. And there's some controversy about these things. So they basically used to suck. Around this ejection port area, they had a lot of material. This rail kind of extended all the way back and blocked ejection. But we've just been running a couple mags through it. Seth's shot it a little bit and I've shot it a little bit. And it seems to be running pretty well, even with this incredibly undergassed AK. It's got an adjustable piston in there, and the piston is tuned so that it barely works. So if it's gonna screw up, it's on this kind of rifle, this competition rifle. But it hasn't screwed up yet, so that's good. We're gonna put some more rounds through it, and I've taken, it's a little bit tight, but I've taken the top cover, I've hinged it up and down, and the 0 seems to be staying. And thanks to Seth, we now have a real laser on here, and we're gonna see if we can't hold 0 with the laser. Seems to be working. So as I've said before, it's really pretty important that something like this holds 0 with a laser. Seth and I shoot a lot at night with night vision, and that's kind of the whole point of a rail system like this. If it doesn't end up holding 0, God, it's freaking hot. I just accidentally touched this. Any part of the original gun is going to be boiling hot, as you AK guys know. But it's pretty important that these hold 0, and we've been shooting it a bit. It's getting kind of warm, but we're going to see if we can't capture the laser downrange to see if it's holding 0. Can you see it? Error. I was trying to use the laser, but it was on nothing. It was on this area in between these two places that is actually the off position. So it needs to be on 3. 3 of what? I don't know. But should be on. Well, looks like it's a little to the right. Yeah, I think it's shifted a little bit. What do you think, Seth? I don't think he watches my YouTube videos.
Okay, good.
I'll buy you a new piece of steel, Frank. So we're about 40 yards here, really not that far, and it looks like it's left compared to the initial 0, which is here. So, you know, I'd be aiming here, and it looks like all the bullets were going that way. So we'll re-zero it and shoot it some more. Damn it. Okay. This video is brought to you by Greg's Grips. This is definitely an American-made 1911 with actually American-made Carlo Walnut Double Diamond Grips made by yours truly. Available at gregsgrips.com. Also, Hudson H9 or Daniel Defense H9 grips are available too if you have one of those and you want to beautify your Daniel Defense H9. I make walnut grips or any other kind of wood. Just send me a DM and I'll get you hooked up. Okay, so we had a little bit of a wandering 0. I tightened up the mount to the rail. It wasn't super tight, and then we re-zeroed it. So I'm just going to shoot a couple rounds to confirm 0 off the bag, and then mag dump, and then reconfirm 0 again. All right, looks pretty zeroed. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks a little low, but I think the whole height over bore.
Yeah, the dot is zeroed at like 50 or 60.
Right.
So it'll be a little low, that's okay. All right, laser off. Laser back on. All right, looks pretty good now. Woo, God, it's hot. You can kind of see from here. I'd say that's pretty much 0 confirmed. What do you think?
I think it's holding 0.
Well,
I think we could do a little more testing, but
Jesus Christ. Don't touch the wrong metal part on this. It's smoking, look at that smoke. And that is one advantage to having a rail system like this. Normally on an AK, you're kind of limited to this little area where there's some wood. And if you touch anywhere else, you're going to burn the crap out of yourself. But this is not so bad. And it's got a heat shield in there, so that's good. So I was aiming, you know, somewhere around here, and it's a little low, like we were saying earlier, but it's not like it was before, way off center. So there's the headshot. That's both groups before and after. pretty much the same place, I'd say. What do you think? Is it the same place?
I think it's the same place.
I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Bang, bang, boys.
Okay.
If you need a teammate, just ask AI. Well, thanks for having me here, Greg. Yeah, I've been interested in one of these Midwest rails for a while because back in the day, the only way to put a rail on your AK was pretty much the Ultimac, which something about having a rail attached to the gas block just doesn't seem like a good idea. Now,
I disagree, but okay.
okay, well, that's all right. We can agree to disagree.
This is also kind of attached to the barrel.
Yeah, more or less. But you might ask, like, why is this still relevant? Because gone are the days where you could go to a local pawn shop and get an AK for $400 and, you know, go on AIM Surplus and get
2,000 rounds of ammo for a couple $100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the market now being flooded with the introduction to 5.56, like modern 5.56 AKs, I think the AK is still relevant, but it's only worth it if it holds zero. So if it doesn't hold zero, I mean, what's the point other than a handguard that doesn't burn the crap out of your hands? So if you want to get into any kind of IR lights or flashlights or any kind of rail mounted accessories that, not a flashlight, but you understand what I'm saying, a rail mounted laser system, yeah, you need to have something that holds zero.
Yeah, and I think at this point we've proven that this portion holds zero, which, you know, there's other options. There's the Texas Weapon Systems one, those were crappy back in the day. They didn't hold zero at all, but now they do. And this is very tight fit on here. You can get it up and down, of course, to clean it, but, you know, the top cover AK rails have really come a long way. It used to be only the Zenitco ones would hold zero, and I think those days are gone.
Right.
I don't know. I like it. I like how it looks. And it doesn't block the ejection port anymore. If it was gonna lose zero, it would probably be out here somewhere. So it seems to be holding zero okay.
Right.
For
Now, you, Greg, know a lot more about AKs than me, but is there any other company that offers this kind of rail system at this price point other than Midwest? Like, is there anything on the market?
So there's a couple people who make clones of the Zenitco stuff.
Okay.
That's like a one-to-one clone. The problem with the Zenitco stuff is that it requires a lot of fitting, and they also don't fit every AK. Of course, none of it's going to fit every AK because it's AKs, but there's a couple companies who make Zenitco clones, but this is a completely new system, and I think it's kind of the most accessible. People are familiar with Midwest Industries. They know what they do, and they've been making AK stuff forever.
Right. They've been a big name in the game for a while, but now, like, how easy is this to install on?
I would say it's like a 5 out of 10.
Okay. So no fitting or anything
Yeah,
required?
there's definitely some fitting.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
not like an AR. It's never going to be like an AR, right?
Okay.
It's never going to be that easy. But it was not hard.
Right.
The instructions were pretty good. There's lots of videos out there on how to install them, but it has written instructions that were actually pretty dang good.
Right.
Interesting. It wasn't written by ChatGPT, which is lovely. Or it wasn't translated.
Poorly translated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the other thing about it is it just looks good.
Yeah, they do look good.
Like it just, the tactical AK thing is kind of, gets a little weird, but
Well, people try to make them into ARs.
exactly.
Like they put the M4 stock on them and Magpul furniture, and it's like, I don't want an AR, I want an AK, you know?
Right, which was the thing to do back in the day because the ammo was dirt cheap,
Yeah.
but
Also, this gun does not have, you flip it over,
okay.
does not have a rail here, which limits your options for mounting optics.
Okay, because mine has the rail on it.
Yeah, that makes your life a lot easier, but a lot of them don't, like the Madi. They just don't have the rail, so this is pretty much your best option, I would say.
And now, how does this flip up?
It's really, really tight. It's It's just how it works normally. You just have to shove that button in. But
I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Oh yeah, that's really tight.
yeah, you need a little mallet, but
So not really field serviceable.
not easily. You can, but not easily. You need a rock.
Right.
Just grab a rock and just bash it.
Which, I mean, it's an AK. You just rub some,
Rocks are part of the maintenance
yeah.
for an AK.
Yeah, exactly. And for lubrication, you use God knows what.
Any fluid.
Any kind of fluid.
Any kind of fluid.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello there. As you all know, the Patriots have raised the prices on everything to stimulate the war economy. This means that the cost of production has really gone up. If you feel like supporting the channel, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, share the video, and if you want to be really good, click the link below for the Patreon.